Good evening, I'm Webb Wright, and welcome. Scott Eisberg has the night off. Of course, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Just ask the two teams we're featuring tonight on our playoff edition of F&R. The James Island Trojans, after two straight losses to West Ashley and Somerville, have turned on the Jets. 3 straight wins. Wando coming off their biggest win under Ike Perrin, a rivalry victory for a trophy over Lucy Beckham. Tonight, one moves on, one season is over. A great season for Wando. They were looking for that upset, but it was not the storybook ending they were looking for. Late in the first quarter, Amore Tank Scott living up to his name, ripping through the Warrior defense for the score. 7-0 Trojans on top. Meanwhile, James Island quarterback Connor Dantzler has really come into his own for James Island. What a strike here to James Hurto. What a grab. 14-0 James Island on top. To the fourth quarter we go. Wando hanging around, 17-12 Trojans on top, and you know they love to see Amore Tank Scott tote the rock for the Trojans. Huge run here. That sets up great field position. And then Scott also makes a great decoy on the next play, the fake, and then it's Dantzler with the strike to Malachi Washington. 24-2 Trojans, and that Trojan defense came to play as well. Technically a shutout as James Island wins it by a final of 24-2.
We're extremely happy. I mean, that's a well-coached, very disciplined football team. Coach Perrin, hats off to him and what he's doing over there in Mount Pleasant down in Wando. They're doing a great job. You know, I'm super proud of them. I'm proud of my team for the execution and the things they did tonight. To come away with a victory headed to round 2. But like I told our kids to start the game, we expect to be here. And, you know, as we've been saying all season, high expectations will not survive low standards. This is our standard, you know, so here we are.
Well, another chance for Stratford after Fort Dorchester decided to move on from interim head coach Josh Smith. Stratford picked him up. What a resource. Didn't help early enough in the season, but Fort beat the Knights by 2. And tonight they meet once again. And we start with Fort Dorchester. Malquan Pimentel. He catches a short pass and makes a big gain for the first down. And then a couple of plays later, it's Duke Williams. He's going to catch the quick pass here and rushes inside to set up Fort Dorchester closer to the end zone. But Fort has to settle for the field goal. So Stratford would take over from there. And they've got a great quarterback, Aiken Davis. He's going to keep the ball here and rolls for the first down and more right into your living room right there, almost into our cameraman. Aiken Davis was not done. He's at it again. Another rush and another big first down. Stratford close, but not enough. They would have to settle for the field goal as well, and Fort Dorchester ends up getting a pick 6 to seal this one. 20-10 is your final score. Well, how about a nice rivalry here? West Ashley on the road against Ashley Ridge, a couple of bitter rivals. Swamp Foxes. The short pass to Bam DeWeese, who races away from everyone for the long touchdown. 7-0 first quarter. Another short pass, this time to Jagger Spivey. He bolts from the defense for another long catch and run touchdown pass from quarterback Trevor Kalix. 14-0 Swamp Foxes. West Ashley's offense starts to get something going, and then they don't. They fumble it away to the Swamp Foxes' Joseph Nelson. Ashley Ridge goes on to win this one in big fashion, 51-13. Well, it was a tough week for Bishop England. While they knew they won their region, they knew their standing, they didn't know their opponent until midweek. It all depended on Gray Collegiate's failed appeal. So Bishop England would be facing South Aiken tonight. Bishop with a 14-0 lead, and their offense keeping the momentum going. Quinn Mahoney with the quarterback keeper finds a lane up the middle. Big yardage and a first down before he stopped. Mahoney looking to pass this time, connects with Zachary Ballard on the crossing route. He's got some room to run, and he'll take it all the way to the house to put the battling Bishops up 3 scores. But don't count South Aiken out. Javon Edwards going to take it up the middle, and he'll open up a big running lane, busting it wide open all the way to the house for the touchdown as they try to keep pace with Bishop, but too much from Quinn Mahoney. He says, wait a minute. He's going to drop, and drops one 50 yards over the top to Zachary Ballard, reeling in the catch battling Bishop's moving down the field, and then it's Quinn Mahoney within striking distance of the end zone. He'll do it with his feet for the easy touchdown and back to a 3-score advantage. Bishop England wins this one 42-19. And meanwhile, Oceanside, their first playoff game in the move up to 3A hosting Fox Creek. Doesn't take long for the Land Sharks to bite. Little flip out to Peyton Shaw, and he does the rest. Motors 52 yards to the pay window. He's going to catch that one in for 6. Extra point good, 7-0 Oceanside. Meanwhile, the Land Shark D is hungry as well. The Sharks lighting up that screenplay right there. Nothing doing as the Oceanside coaches use a stopwatch to time that Fox Creek drive. Back on offense, James O'Connor with the nice run inside Fox Creek territory for a first down. A couple of penalties on the Land Sharks, but no problem, because they have Aiden Manavan under center. He's going to hit Will Virgilio for the first down. This would be inside the 10-yard line. And then from there, it's going to be James O'Connor taking it in from 2 yards out. 14-0 Oceanside. The Sharks cruise. They win it easily by a final of 56-14. Well, more to come, including Northwood and Porter-Gaud Part 2. Winner moves on. Loser goes home.
This is Knights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Crew Chevrolet on News 4.
Welcome back. Well, a couple of bumps in the road for Philip Simmons early this season, but man, once region came around, boy, were the Iron Horses rolling on all cylinders. Eric Bendig, the architect, wins region Coach of the Year, and they were taking on Mullins tonight. The captain shaking hands before the game. It would be Mullins. Canadian Bethay working out of a hole early, using his legs and breaking around the right edge to pick up the first down. But the Iron Horses with a stiff defense. Daniel Scarf chasing down the runner on this toss play. Big tackle for loss. Bethay then looking to go to the air to move the ball, find Zion Grant open in the flat. He adds about 15 more yards after the catch for a big first down. Mullins sticking with the air attack. Bethay looking deep. He heaves it all the way to the end zone. Amir Lee pulling it down for the touchdown. Mullins up early, 6-0. Philip Simmons would finally get their offense going. Travarius Walker on the inside give. He makes a break, skirting 2 defenders before he's taken down, but not before picking up a first down. Iron Horses looking to the air game. Tavian Orellana passes across the middle, connected with Nicholas Triboulet. He'll fight a host of defenders to pick up the first down for Philip Simmons. More passing attack. Orellana finding Colton Kellerman 5 yards shy of the end zone, but he muscles his way free, gets in for the score. Iron Horses up 1 after the PAT, and they roll to a 45-12 victory. Well, the rematch in Skeeza for a spot in the state title game. Porter-Gaud dismantled Northwood the first time around. Tonight, the only one that counts. Both teams have been on a run, and both teams love to run the ball. Tied at 7 in the second quarter. Northwood is going to kick it away, and that's going to set up a big return for Porter-Gaud and Tony Brown. Super return around the right side into Northwood territory. But the Cyclones would face 4th and 1, and you know who's going to get the ball, and so does Northwood. J.J. Flood stuffed with a yard to get. You don't see that happen very often. Northwood takes over, but the celebration would be short-lived. A couple of plays later, the Chargers cough up the football deep in their own end. Great position there for the Cyclones. That's Tony Brown again into the end zone. 14-7 Porter-Gaud. Chargers back with the ball, and J.J. Flood making his presence felt on defense. The diving pick here, and at the end of the night, it was Porter-Gaud getting a 21-7 victory over Northwood. Timberland hosting Lake City as Timberland takes the field. And they would be looking to advance in this one. Malik Goodman hands the ball off to Jordan Timmons, but the ball is fumbled away, and it's going to be picked up by Lake City. Timberland possession again, and then another costly turnover coming up here after the high snap. Gets away from Malik Goodman's. Lake City's Antoine Jones picks it up and scores. Lake City would get the 2-point conversion, and they are rolling. Timberland would try to answer. Goodman is going to take the snap coming up here and zips up the sidelines for 20 yards. And then later in the drive, it's going to be Goodman again, punching it into the end zone. Timberland would go for two, but Lake City has a goal line stand, stops them from converting, but Timberland goes on to the 20-15 win. Silver Bluff and Hanahan, and we're going to start with Hanahan, Drew Goldsmith. Coming up here, he's going to catch this pass and takes the ball deep down the field. That's going to be a huge first down for the Hawks. And then from there, it's going to be Julius Hippensteel. Coming up, he's going to keep the ball and plows into the end zone for a touchdown. And Hanahan is rolling. Drew Goldsmith with a deep pass. He's going to take it all the way in for the touchdown. And Silver Bluff will get the ball back as Hanahan is rolling. However, on defense for the Hawks, Stelting Barton is able to stop this play for a loss for Silver Bluff, but it wasn't enough as Hanahan rolls in this one by a final of 35-10. Well, it has been a bit of a struggle for Lucy Beckham this season, limping into the playoffs on a 4-game skid, capped with a season-ending loss to Wando. Tonight, a playoff win on the road at North Charleston would be a great way to end that streak. The Chiefs, North Myrtle Beach rather, welcoming Lucy Beckham to the north side of the Grand Strand. They would rely on the ground game early in this one. First quarter, quarterback Landon Cloninger keeps it for himself on the triple option. He splits a pair of defenders, runs it all the way into the end zone. North Myrtle Beach with an early 7-0 lead. Still in the first, Chiefs down on the goal line. Cloninger this time is going to hand it off to Drew Prince, who takes it in for 6, and North Myrtle Beach extends that lead to 14-0. Second quarter now, blue and gold threatening again. Jaden Chestnut is going to get the handoff. Coming up here, he's going to absorb the big hit, but he's going to get over the goal line already. The third Chief to record a rushing touchdown. They would go up 21-0. And at the end of this one, Lucy Beckham would try to come back and make this a game, but too much from the Chiefs as North Myrtle Beach wins this one 42-28. Let's head out to Baptist Hill, where Baptist Hill was hosting Latta. The Bobcat cheerleaders cheering on a first half 10-0 lead, and then Baptist Hill's Big D with a big stop on fourth and less than a yard to get the turnover on downs. Bobcats D coming up big again. The ball pops loose during the Latta rush here, and it's recovered by Killian Gordon, who races 52 yards for the score. 16-0 Bobcats in the third quarter, and 16-0 would be your final as Baptist Hill wins this one by that final of 16-0. Pinewood Prep hosting Northside Christian. Pinewood Prep looking to get in the end zone here. Will Watson with the quarterback keeper for Pinewood. 21-14 Panthers on top, and they were not done. Jeremiah Singleton with the touchdown run makes it 28-21 Pinewood. Jeremiah Singleton ices this one as Pinewood wins it 35-21 the final. They will play Wilson Hall for the state title on November 23rd at Charleston Southern.
This is Knights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Crew Chevrolet on News 4.
Here's a look at some other scores of interest. Hannah Pamplico over Military Magnet 43-6. Goose Creek loses to Chapin 17-16. Let's head to some highlights. North Charleston taking on Keenan. We start in the second quarter. The Raiders up 32-0. Cougars backed up third and a mile. Lorenzo Kitching Jr. launches it to the 33. Raiders in coverage, and it's taken away by Russell Lee Sutton, and he's get a short return on that. And then later, Desmond Washington back passes and threads the defender's hands to find Nykeem McNeil. The Raiders extend the lead to 38-0, and Keenan goes on to bury North Charleston 58-8. Stick around. We've got more after the break.
This is Knights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Crew Chevrolet on News 4.
How about some college hoops? College of Charleston and Florida Atlantic in a wild night at TD Arena. Regulation, not enough time. We would head to overtime. Ante Brezovic, a man-sized performance. The reverse here. Charleston up 103-100. Back comes FAU. The Big Three ties it at 105. We go to a second overtime. It's more Brezovic down one, a little floater, and the Cougars go up one. Cougars up two. But the Owls take it coast to coast to tie it at 116 with 3 ticks left. And you know who the Cougars are going to call? Ante Brezovic. Rip City buzzer beater ball game. College of Charleston stays perfect. 119-116 the final in double overtime. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.